Let's get physical. It's Jordan here, back again with this week's update on all the physical releases coming to the Nintendo Switch the 29th of September until October the 3rd. Let's take a look at what we got this week. Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 is releasing this week. Yes, a double pack, 2 of the best 3D platformers ever made together in one. It's glorious. Of course, Mario Galaxy is already on the Switch technically, even though you can't buy it anymore, but if you missed that, then this is almost a no-brainer. Now, there is the issue of the price, and I even made a video about it. In the UK, it was particularly bad, but the price has come down to something more reasonable now on Amazon. But still, 2 older games with not too much done to spruce them up, being more expensive than modern games, it's weird, but we are in a weird timeline. However, let's face it, they are 2 of the greatest games ever made. And thankfully, this one isn't going to be limited like 3D All-Stars. And my executive producers, Thorn Metal Luna, Alolo Jojo, Guido Savio, Instacritic, and Nerdy Sean have chosen this as their pick of the week. Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles is releasing physically this week on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, while Japan is also getting a PS4 copy and a code in a box on Switch too. This is a remaster or remake of probably the best tactical RPG of all time. I know Tactics Ogre fans are kind of fanatic and defend that one very much, but for me, FF Tactics just got that sweet spot between gameplay, story, characters. They got it perfectly. This includes the original version without the original script. I'm still bitter about that, and please allow me to have that bitterness, okay? But it also includes the smoothed out version with voice acting and some quality of life tweaks. Will I be getting this? Of course I will, just to see what it's like. Will the War of the Lion script still make me want to die of embarrassment? Or have I gotten over it now I'm not a teenager anymore? We'll have to see. Fingers crossed it is a success and we see another entry in the series in the future. And my executive producers, oh boy are they excited. Viz, Dane Wilkinson, Ishin, Robotech, Jake Vav, The Nemo 6, Vey, Adamantium, Azrath, Jennifer M, Kevin W, Ghost Bune, Lewis K, Jetta Crow, Jimmy A. Guerrero, Cookie Kid, Dave Hurstwaite, and Sora Cat have chosen this as their pick of the week. And if you want it or any of the retail games in this video, please consider purchasing via the links in the description and pinned comments. That massively helps me out and this series to keep producing useful physical content for you guys. And VGP are a really nice company with cheap prices in Canadian Monopoly money and free worldwide shipping on orders over 75 Canadian bucks, which is less than 54 American dollars. Plus each week, if you buy something via my link, you are put into a draw to have a chance of winning a $10 discount coupon. And this week's winner is Addison M. Congratulations, Addison. You should get an email from VGP with your discount coupon in the coming days. Thank you so much for your support. Sorry, We're Closed is releasing physically this week in North America. I'm not entirely sure about Europe, but since it's from Serenity Forge, it's unlikely to be at the same time, if at all. Really hit and miss with Europe, those guys. This is a survival horror game with a PS1 art style, which means I'm like the prime time audience for this. The cover art is a bit unnerving though, I'm not a big fan of big tongues, but the physical edition comes with a download code for the soundtrack, a design booklet and a sticker sheet, and my executive producers, Alexander Cato and Super Ben Julio, have chosen this as their pick of the week. The Grinch Christmas Adventure Merry and Mischievous Edition is releasing this week. This is an enhanced version of a game they've tried selling to you before. This has all the DLC with 6 extra levels, a speedrun mode, and new moves. It also has more mini-games and it looks a bit rubbish. Lego Party is releasing this week, a party game with the Lego franchise that seems like a solid fit, and this is being made by SMG Studios, who made Death Squared and the Moving Out games. Again, very solid. 4 players compete against one another to fight within 60 minigames, and there's also crossplay, so you can go against your friends no matter which console they play on. Since it's a Lego game, I'm hoping there is a large amount of customization when it comes to the characters, and it should be fun if you're into these kind of games. And my executive producer, Dead Bunny's YouTube, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny is an action RPG starring the Nickelodeon characters, which sounds like a lot of fun if you can actually tolerate Nickelodeon characters. SpongeBob and all the other characters come together in a medieval fantasy world. It could be fun, but it is published by Game Mill, so you have to imagine it's probably made of sellotape and prayers, but we'll have to see. They've tried to hype up this game a lot, and if any of their games are going to turn out decent, it might actually be this one. And my executive producer Josh Foote has chosen this as his pick of the week. Ultros is a psychedelic Metroidvania, and boy does it live up to that name. Just from screenshots alone, it looks more like an LSD simulator. This is releasing this week in Europe, however North America will have to wait until the end of October. There is a looping sort of mechanic here, which seems like it goes against the true Metroidvania experience, but at least it's something kind of different. The reviews for it are mostly on the positive side of things, but there is some negativity from those who were expecting something different to what they actually got. But hey, look at that art style. It looks amazing. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate Deluxe Edition is releasing this week, and this is one that confused me. I thought it was a new edition of a game that already got a physical release, what with it being called the Deluxe Edition. Plus, there are so many Turtles games on the Switch right now, it makes my head spin, but this is a new thing. Okay, it released digitally last year, but this is the first time it got a physical release, and it's basically Turtles, but Hades. The trend following will never end. This has the DLC expansion, and you also get some trading cards in there too. And my executive producers Cartoon Soren and Michael Del Polito have chosen this as their pick of the week. Crypt Custodian is a charming looking Metroidvania that's got some very nice reviews. You are a dead cat who's cursed with cleaning up the afterlife forever. Even though it is cited as a Metroidvania, personally, it looks more like a top-down Zelda game. Boss battles do have some bullet hell patterns, which I think I've become quite tired of these days. It's a bit too common, but reviews are excellent for the game. It's got a sense of humor, good gameplay, and a decent length. Definitely one to look into if it's the kind of game that you like. I should also give a very shameful shout out to Borderlands 4, which is releasing as a game key on Nintendo Switch 2 this week. Alright, the low print limited pre-order releases. City Hunter is Red Art Games' latest Switch release. It's been a while, but I kind of knew they were keeping something back for Tokyo Game Show, and this is a port of a PC Engine game from 1990. It's a run and gun, a bit like Rolling Thunder, but for me it is a lot more slick. They're going to have a tough job selling a simple ROM of a game for €40 physically. Of course, it's now officially translated into many languages and is coming in a standard edition as well as a collector's edition, which will be at retail but exclusive to redartgames.com. With the links down below, you will see that they have a deluxe edition which is limited to just 500 copies, and if you want to order that via the links below, you can get 10% off with my code Jordan10. And my executive producers Dave Horworth, Radio to Rancid, and Feig have chosen this as their pick of the week. Paper Trail is Lost in Cult's latest fancy Switch release. They've taken pre-orders for quite a few now, so hopefully they are working on getting the first batch out into people's hands soon. This one is a top-down puzzle adventure game with a unique mechanic of folding the screen like paper to solve the puzzles. Fun, charming, and really digs into the gimmick well for an easy recommendation for puzzle fans. The Special Editions edition, whatever it's called, is available to pre-order exclusively at lostincult.co.uk. It looks stunning as per usual, but if you just want the standard edition, that is also available at VGP. Ruffy and the Riverside is one of two limited run releases this week. This is an interesting looking game. It's a 3D platformer that's channeling a bit of Paper Mario in its characters, but also some Mario Odyssey as you also jump into walls and go into like a 2D sort of thing. It looks good. Bright, colourful, perhaps could be a bit jarring between the 3D environments and the 2D sprites, but it's also supposed to be quite easy in both puzzles and combat, so if you want an accessible game in this genre, maybe one to pre-order. And my executive producer, Kava Clavacol, has chosen this as his pick of the week. Worldless is Limited Run's second game this week, and this is a very highly rated game. It's a stylistic 2D platformer. Apparently it has turn-based combat, one of the few turn-based Metroidvania games out there. It looks super slick, although it is a bit short, about 5 hours, but that's generally the standard for the indie outings of the genre. Many people love it, and should be a decent addition to your Metroidvania collection if you've got one brewing. You can pre-order it right now on Switch or PS5. Alright, let's jump into the imports. Yes, Play Asia territory. If you want to import any of these releases, you can do so via the Play Asia links and get 5% off if you click my link and use the code Jordan2025. The Ancient Magus Bride, Midsummer's Mirage, and The Journey of Dreams is releasing this week. Perhaps the only real enticing import this week. It's a visual novel that does have English, and it is a brand new one, so there are no reviews for it hanging around. It's based off an anime and a manga, and is being published by Bushiroad Games, who have a mixed track record in terms of quality, sometimes pretty good, sometimes a bit rushed. We'll have to see with this one. It's coming in a standard edition, as well as a special edition, which comes with a drawing manga, fanbook, and a film card, and my executive producers, D's Nuts and Danielle O, have chosen this as their pick of the week. SaGa Emerald Beyond. A quick mention to this, which is already out in Southeast Asia, has been for more than a year at this point, I think. This version is for Hong Kong, but it also has English. However, the Southeast Asian version is currently discounted at Play Asia, and it's much cheaper than this new release, so maybe plump for that one. It's got an English cover art and everything. This does not. SaGa Emerald Beyond is a Square Enix JRPG, but with like 5% of the budget of a Final Fantasy game, so yeah, keep your expectations in check, but pretty solid game if you like this sort of thing. And my executive producers, G Bautista 100 and God of Resin, have chosen this as their pick of the week. Now this week I am not doing a community spotlight because I have been working over the weekend and I am so far behind on many projects, so don't send me any more photos, okay? Don't send me any more, okay? I've got enough for next week. I'll do a rollover sort of thing. But special thanks as always to my executive producers, Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Brent McLean, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Punky Dooster, Cartoon Soren, Robotech, Thorn Metaluna, Vey, Instacritic, Precision Plague, Alex M, Feig, Josh Foot, Ishin, Lewis K, Kevin W, Jennifer M, Super Ben Julio, Double Dave, Husway and Hallworth, Wixit, Sora Cat, The Nemo 6, Ghost Bune, G Bautista 100, Rose, Adamantium, Azrath, Jake Vav, D's Nuts, Jeddah Crow, Brotoria, Surfacing for Air, Justin PDC, Vast Neon, Cookie Kid, Radio to Rancid, Danielle O, Switch Effect, Old Man Murphy, Cava Clavacol, Nerdy Sean, Ligma, Michael Del Polito, Big Bruno, Guido Savio, Jimmy A. Guerrero, Max Ty, Viz, Dead Bunny's YouTube, and Alolo Jojo. Thank you so much for your support, plus you watching right now. Yeah, you, if you watched all the way through, please leave me a turtle emoji in honor of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Go check out some of my other stuff. I had a lot of videos over the past few days, and I will continue to do so in the coming days. I'm very far behind. I had so many video projects I wanted to have out already, but I have not, so I'm going to be working on them. And yeah, have a fantastic day. Take care.